Hey everyone, it's that Blue Bath here, and welcome back to yet again another car review. And we're getting them, like I've said previously, back to back. But I'm very happy for that, because I mean, I always enjoy a good car review. I mean, who doesn't really? I mean, it's just a good bit of time and a good bit of content as well. I mean, you've got to agree. So, well, we've had some pretty interesting cars recently, and we've got another one today as well. I would say a very cool little go-kart, actually, because it reminds me of one, that's for sure. And, well, the car in question is a 106. So, how about we get this started, because I am quite interested to get into it. So here we have the car in question, the 106, and this does bring me back quite a bit. I mean, I haven't seen one of these in so long. I mean, you don't really see many of these on the road anyway as it is, so it's pretty cool to see one in the flesh, in person, and in very good condition as well. And I mean, we've got to chat about the Y plate first of all, because I mean, the only car I've seen a Y plate on is my own, because, well, it's a personalised plate, so it's kind of cool to see an actual Y plate that is standard. And I do believe this is from the 2000s era, and, well, it's looking pretty good for its age, I must say. Now, I'm not too big on Peugeots. I haven't done much information on them and much knowledge, but, I mean, you don't really have to. All you got to know is that it's a pretty cool shape, a pretty cool car, and pretty fast for what it is. So we'll start with the front bumper here, because, I mean, hey, that is probably the one of the most essential parts, and I like it. It's very simple, but it looks quite sporty as well. I mean, it's quite a decent little combination of aggression and, well, just pure niceness too. I mean, it probably doesn't make much sense, but hey, you get the gist. And I really like it. I mean, the sleek headlights look really aggressive. I love the way that is. I mean, no angry eyebrows or anything. It just looks that aggressive as standard. And I mean, I've always loved the shape of a good 106. They are very, not boxy, but they have a very nice retro shape to them, which I've always liked. And I mean, it's got the iconic Peugeot grille as well, with the big happy smile on it. That's always been how it is, and they always look good for it too. And I mean, if we come up close as well, we've got the quite modern badge, and I'm getting distracted here because I can hear a lot of beeping from a certain Alfa Romeo Mito that we have also reviewed in the past as well. It pops up a lot on this channel, this car does, but I mean, hey, it's always good to have it. But moving back to the French side of things, how about we come to the badge here, because I mean, this has always been the statement piece for Peugeot, and that badge hasn't changed in many years, up until 2016 or 18 actually, where they've got the new logo now, the triangle. But I've always preferred the older one, actually. It gives a bit more of a retro style to it. So how about now we go to the side profile and chat about the retro awesome boxy shape of this car. And I mean, this has always been such a favorite shape of mine. The sleek angles all the way down the side, and then sharp down the back and sharp down the front as well. It just looks so cool. And check out the rake on it as well. That is super angled, but I really love it as well. Really reminds me, like I said at the start, like a go-kart. And I mean, this pretty much is. You could shut this around corners and go down straights, and it would be absolutely fine. It would handle it amazingly, and you'd be having a lot of fun as well. I mean, that's the main, well, kind of thing about these cars, really. The smaller, the better in some cases, because you can chuck it around like mad, and it will handle it perfectly. And that's why everyone went for cars like this in the past. My mum used to have a rolling Garros as well, and well, she used to love the thing to death. And I mean, I'm not surprised that people went for these things, because they're just such a boxy and cool, fun little hatchback. And I mean, you don't have to have mad amounts of horsepower to have fun. I mean, this thing has 89 horsepower, which may not sound a lot, but for a car that weighs pretty much as a crisp packet, it's quite a lot. It's probably like 300 brake to a modern day medium-sized sports car. So it gets a move on, that's for sure. Now, how about we chat some more about the side profile? Apart from the crazy shapes here, we've got to acknowledge the Team Heco wind deflectors. I am so happy that we got those on there. For a second, I thought they were forged carbon. I don't know why. I mean, the glasses are on today, which is actually a first. We actually have sun out, which is nice, so that's pretty cool to have a review with. Got that annoying wind though, which you guys could probably hear. But yeah, I thought it looked like forged carbon, but hey, still cool that we got Team Heco wind deflectors, and they fit perfectly. So hey, you can buy Team Heco and stick them on any car, and it works so well. And we've got the, I think that's his Independence badge there, which I think is one of the spec variations that you could buy for this car. Again, I'm not too big on Peugeot knowledge. I'm more of the modern Peugeot guy, so I'm not too much like knowledged up or gelled up on the older ones. But I mean, either way, I love them for what they are. got this really nice black trim down the side as well. I don't know why, I just like a car with this black trim down the side. Gives it a bit of character, I think, and makes the side profile have a bit more personality, because a lot of side profiles nowadays on modern cars are a bit bleak and boring. So it's nice to see that on the side of it to give it a little bit of life. Also got a black door handle and some more black accents to give it a bit more, well, like I said, personality and colour. And hey, we've also got black wheels as well. Now, I'm not too sure what these wheels are. I think the owner did actually tell me them, but I forgot already. So I've got the attention span of a goldfish and the memory of a goldfish too. So but they're nice wheels either way. Got some nice 6-spoke wheels, and they do match the car, actually. I'm going to say they do really look good on this thing. The fitment is perfect, and like I said, the stance is so nice. We've got a massive amount of rake there, which is just crazy. I've never seen a car with that much rake, but it's like a good rake, I've got to say. It's not like stupid or bad, it's just nice. It sits perfectly well. And like I said, the wheels are in very good condition as well. They look really nice, and yeah, I'm always an avid lover of a 6-spoke wheel. And well, I'm not sure what it came with as standard, but I mean, hey, definitely a good pair of wheels always upgrades a car, that is for certain. We also got the black trims on the front as well, which I forgot to mention. Absolutely love it. Proper sick little machine. So how about we get onto the rear and chat about what we got going on. And coming onto the rear of the car now, we have this very iconic shape indeed. This is a very Peugeot shape, that's for sure. I've seen this on so many of the other Peugeot models as well, and it's always very iconic and very recognizable. And we've got this awesome retro shape that just dives straight into the rear bumper. It looks really good. So let's just start with the top of the car here. We've got some very nice stickers indeed. I mean, it says slow as on the windscreen there, but I would disagree. I imagine like 90 to 100 horsepower in this car. Feels just absolutely crazy. I mean, I was told that the ECU manages 100 horsepower, so a number like that in a car like this must be insane. I can only imagine how it feels when you send it around some corners. It must be pretty fun. I mean, that's why these little hot hatches are so much fun indeed. I mean, this isn't even a hot hatch, but it's still a fun hatch. I mean, you don't have to spend crazy amounts of money to have some fun. Moving on to the rest of the bumper here, we've got these very nice lights indeed. I like the size of them and the way they just sharply go into the rest of the boot lid there. That's very cool. And an even more retro Peugeot symbol there. Haven't seen that in forever. Very cool indeed. And the 106 badge there too in the classic Peugeot writing. Overall, it's a very nice car. I love these things for sure. Moving on to the bottom of the car, again, we've got that retro black bumper there, which also looks really cool. Like I said, gives some more life into the car and the shape. And what is this? Is that a stock sticker? That is all the way from the 90s right there, guys. Bit of history for you. What does that say? Spare wheel security lock fitted. That's been on there for years, guys. Absolutely yonks. And there's not even a scratch on it either. Very nice indeed. And this is a Hoffman's exhaust, I was told. It's a Decat as well. So I imagine that sounds pretty cool. I mean, I heard it come in and it did sound all right, that's for sure. So it's probably quite a professional exhaust setup, that is for sure. But yeah, it sounds good. I mean, I'm not really sure what's in this. It might be a 1 litre or a 1.2, but I mean, it's a pretty decent specification for a car of this caliber, that is for certain. But yeah, the rest of the car is very nice. I always love when you can see the tyres underneath the rear bumper or the arches. I always love that. That's probably one of my favourite things. That's what I love about the Abarth as well, that you can see the tyres underneath the car. Super sick. Always love it for sure. And we have another rear wiper delete right there. Now, I'm not sure if that's intentional, but if it isn't, then fair enough. If it is, also fair enough. I've seen so many rear wiper deletes in the past couple days. I don't know why that was so hard to get out, but yeah, I guess it's a start. It makes it look a lot cleaner, I've got to admit. I mean, one of my other friends, Mitos, also has a rear wiper delete kit, and it makes the whole back end super smooth, so it's fair enough. Don't know how practical it is though, so I probably won't do it myself. But either way, not too bad indeed. So I suppose we'll move on into the interior. Or actually no, we'll go over some more features on the exterior first before we go to the interior, because there's some things that I noticed that we should go over. So the first thing are these really retro style wing mirrors here, finished off in black as well. It's always nice to have some black accents on a car, and this one, really suits them actually. Black wing mirrors, black wheels, black bumper trim. It's just a really nice combination, I would say. And I mean, the whole thing is super nice. And I like that there's a window banner as well that really gives it a bit of character. I love a good window banner, but sadly I can't put one on mine. I tried, but it really didn't work. Like, it just went horrible. The wind blew it away. It was just an absolute pain. But maybe one day, who knows, it depends. But for now, pretty cool that that's on there. I like that indeed. I think that's omc.uk. I'm not sure who those are, but either way, not too bad at all. So I suppose we better go on into the interior and see what we're working with, because I can see some very funky seats indeed. So let's get to it. So here we are on the 106 interior, and this, like I said, brings me back, that's for sure. Very retro style interior, but it doesn't look dated. It looks good for it. I mean, we've got some foam on the door card there. Not sure if that's intentional, but it doesn't look too bad, that's for sure. And we've got the old style window controls there. We have to wind it down. Man, this car is such a throwback to the past, that's for sure. And I mean, we've got a very nice Peugeot steering wheel. We've got the clocks there as well, which I wish I had a pair of analog clocks, but hey ho, I love a good digital one too. And oh, we've got some cars coming down, so something is happening in a minute, so I may have to come back to the review in a second, guys, because I've got an offer. Not sure what offer, but we'll see what happens in a second. So I'll meet you back to finish the interior. Yeah, not sure what's going on, but I'll see you in a second, guys. So we are back. Took a little bit of time, but pretty much I've just been offered an admin role within a group, so that's pretty cool. I'll definitely let you guys know of what I do with that. Probably will go for it, so that'll be pretty cool. But anyway, back on to the 106, and I was just about to comment on these very funky seats. Now, I believe there are 4 variations of these seats. One of them has the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and 2 others have a different design, and this one has, well, jumping people on it. Very strange lanky people with very long legs, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, they're pretty cool. I like those seats. They look very nice indeed, very comfy actually, that's for sure. But yeah, very nice indeed. Coming on to the rest of the interior, that is a very familiar shifter. I've seen that somewhere before. It might be Sparker or it might be a different brand, but I've definitely seen it. And we've got a tartan gear surround as well, or gear gator. But yeah, it's a very nice little car in here, that is for sure. It's very clean, very tidy layout, a smart layout as well actually. And coming to the middle there, we also have aircon and all of that good stuff, the lights and a Sony radio, which is pretty decent indeed. But yeah, pretty much, I mean, this whole car is a very classic nod to the old retro hatches of the 90s and the 2000s. It's a very nice car indeed, and I've always loved a good old hatchback, that is for certain. So, as you can see, the bonnet is up right now, and that is because, well, we get to see the engine bay. Now, there is actually quite a lot going on here, and it looks very nice indeed. Now, I thought this was a massive carbon fibre pipe right there, which I'm not actually too sure what it actually is, but it does look pretty cool. I like the effect on it, and obviously it leads to that massive cone filter, which looks very cool indeed. We've got a custom cover there. I think it's custom anyway, but it looks very cool. We like the paint splatters on it, and yeah, lots of nice tidy space, and it's not too bad in here for sure. Now, this looks like a 1 litre to me, and it looks like maybe a 2 or 4 cylinder, but who knows? I mean, it's a nice tidy engine anyway, and I bet it has a nice amount of power. And we've got this little fellow as well making a guest appearance. But yeah, so pretty much a nice tidy little engine bay in here with a very massive little filter setup going on there. But yeah, it's very cool indeed. I like it for sure. I mean, like I said, it just brings back the old days of the hatchbacks and all of the modability and tuning that you can do to them. I like them. I think they're very cool cars indeed. And that leads me on to my final thoughts. Or actually, we'll see what happens. So I'll see you in a second. So everyone, that is pretty much everything for today's car review of the 106. Now, like I said, I've always loved a good 106, and they're just good cars. I think they're really cool little, and well, pretty reliable choices, to be honest, because I mean, they've got power, they've got shape, and they've got styling. And I mean, I don't know what's going on there. He's having a right little rag in the Alfa. Like I said, so many guest appearances at the Alfa Romeo. It wants all the limelight. Here it is again, coming in. But I don't blame it. It's a nice car. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, pretty much back on to the 106. So yeah, I really like this car for sure. I think it's a cool car. I think it's a good choice. And probably a good value too for the money. I mean, look what you get. A crazy stanced car with around 100 horsepower, depending if you tune it. But yeah, overall, I really like this car. I think it's a cool choice, and it's a very nice car for sure. I like the paint. That silver gloss paint looks really, really good. Suits the car with the black accents as well. So yeah, overall, I really, really like this car. And yeah, pretty much that is everything for today's video, guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. And hey, like I say, if you want your car reviewed as well, please get in touch with me, because I'd love to do as many cars as possible. Got some cool ones on the way, I think, as well. So stay tuned for that. And you know what to do if you want to see it as soon as it comes out. Hit that bell, like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the future. Have a good one.